child is turning 18 soon, and does that mean that child support ends automatically? Not quite. The reality involves graduation dates, documentation requirements, and exceptions that most parents do not see coming. I'm Jeff Hughes, lead attorney at Sterling Lawyers, and over the years, we've guided thousands of Illinois families through every stage of child support, including the final chapter, which often creates the most confusion. Whether you're the one paying, the one receiving, or just trying to plan ahead, I'm going to show you exactly when support ends, what documentation that you will need, and the mistakes that can cost you thousands. So let's get into it. Step number 1, the age rule has a major exception. So here's the baseline in Illinois. Support typically ends at the age of 18, but there's one key exception. If your child has not graduated high school yet when they turn 18, you are still on the hook until they finish school or reach 19, whichever happens first. Now here's a situation that we once handled. A father stopped his payments the moment of his son's 18th birthday. That seemed reasonable to him, but his son still had 2 more months left in his senior year, and the mother filed for enforcement, and he ended up paying back what he owed plus interest and penalties. So the lesson here is don't assume that the system tracks your child's graduation status. That responsibility falls to you. Step number 2, documentation requirements are strict. When your child is still in school after turning 18, Illinois requires proof to justify continued support beyond that birthday. So what counts? Well, school-issued enrollment verification or certificate, official transcripts, report cards, or attendance documentation, and for a GED or HSED, registration confirmation, or official progress reports. And it's important to note, handwritten notes, text messages, or assumptions don't count. Now, the educational program that your child is a part of must have proper accreditation or district recognition. And if graduation timelines change, be ready to provide updated documentation when requested. Step 3, understand how termination actually works in practice. Illinois child support orders spell out specific end dates. Usually they are tied to your child's 18th birthday or their graduation if they are still in high school, but never later than the age of 19, barring special circumstances. Sometimes there's a court order that terminates on its own. Other times you'll need to file a formal motion with the court, particularly when the order lacks a clear end date or disagreements arise about eligibility. So if you stop making payments before official termination, you are opening yourself up to back support claims and enforcement measures. Step number 4, non-standard situations that shift the end date. Now we're going to get into some exceptions here. Support can wrap up sooner if your child becomes legally emancipated. And that can happen if they get married, enlist in the military, or are legally declared emancipated by a court. Now I know that's rare, but it does happen. They can also be considered emancipated if they live independently and support themselves. Now, conversely, support obligations can stretch beyond the age of 19 when your child has significant disabilities that begin during their minority and prevents them from becoming self-supporting, or there is a court order or agreement that provides for college expenses. Our firm represented a mother once whose adult son had autism, and he could not live alone. And so we had to petition the court and provide medical documentation, and the judge approved continued support beyond the age of 19. Now, these cases always require strong evidence, but they are possible. Step number 5, ending support does not erase arrears. Now, this is a big one. Even after child support ends, any unpaid support does not disappear. Those unpaid amounts are called arrears, and they can be collected for up to 20 years after the child becomes an adult. Now that means that the state can garnish your wages, can seize tax refunds, can put liens on property, suspend your driver's license, or even your passport, and yes, hold you in contempt. Now, we once worked with a dad who assumed that everything ended when his daughter turned 19. Years later, $14,000 in arrears came back to bite him with interest. So the bottom line, don't assume that the slate is wiped clean at the age of 18 or 19. Step number 6, be proactive, not reactive. If your child is turning 18 or 19, here is what you should do right now. Check your court order for the exact termination date. Contact the Illinois Department of Healthcare and Family Services or your attorney well in advance. Submit official school documentation if your child is still in high school. Talk to a lawyer if your child has a disability or there are special circumstances. and most importantly, stay current on payments. Illinois law might seem clear on age cutoffs, but timing and paperwork can trip up even the most well-meaning parents. If you're getting close to the end of child support or you are dealing with arrears, do not wait for problems to find you. One missed payment or wrong assumption can turn into months of enforcement, extra penalties, or court battles. And to be prepared for what happens next, like parenting time or custody issues, make sure you check out my next video where I will walk you through how to prepare for your custody hearing step by step. So click below and get ahead of the process before it gets ahead of you.